Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. You're watching CTV. My name is Calandra and I'm back with another video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We're gonna get right into it. This is a lifestyle channel, so I post whatever the hell I want. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and subscribe or you're whack.
You know what? She's just whack.
Anyway, I wanted to start off this video by talking about stagnancy, complacency. Okay, so yes, 2023, it's a new year. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a great video or a great topic to start off the new year to get, people in the mood for growing and improving themselves and all of that good stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. This video is about why I no longer want to be stagnant and why I struggle with not being stagnant. What I mean by that is what is causing me to like just stay where I'm at in life. Like I'm not saying that I'm staying where I'm at, but I feel like I'm not where I want to be as fast as I want to be. And what is stopping me? What is stopping y'all? Like let's get into that topic because I feel like it's like a lot of things and it's not like life is just hard. Life is just not simple. Okay, life is supposed to be a journey, and there's no necessary, it's no exact like finish line to whatever it is that you want to be in life. Like wherever it is that you're going is a journey. It's no final destination. Like even if you do achieve everything that you wanted to achieve, it's no actual final destination. Unless your time's up. But I think it's just no actual final destination. Like it's always some improvement that can be made in life, and it's not always about money. It's not always about your career, but it could be a lot of other things like your mental and physical health, your relationships, your friendships, your relationship with your family. Like what do you feel like you're stuck in life? Like where do you feel stuck at, and what is preventing you to become a better person? I got some tea because health as well. And I'm also gonna talk about like going from somebody who had once a very stagnant mindset to somebody who ended up not having a stagnant mindset, because I want to talk about the topic full on out. Okay, when have I decided that I don't want to be stagnant anymore? Well, I believe a lot of times a person's mindset is very much product of their environment. I am from a very small town called Chester, Virginia. Yeah, I'm from Chester, Virginia. So it's not too much going on there. Mind you, there are a lot of talented people that are from Virginia. There's me, for example, just showing you an example. Chris Brown, Missy Elliott. So, there's some talent that comes from Virginia. So don't do my state like that. However, Virginia, let alone Chesterfield, is not one of them cities that are just known. Like it's a very small town and people go there to retire. They go there if they're military. They go there and live there, to be comfortable. It's a comfortable area. Minus some of the crime that's, occurring in Virginia, but other than that, it's a very calm, quiet, small town. Virginia's for lovers, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all see where I'm going at, right? So if you grow up in an environment where everybody around you is, working their regular jobs, they have kids, they get married or they don't, whatever, they get a house and they just do that every single day until the day they die. And a lot of people are like that. Like that's how we're programmed to be. That's how the system wants us to be. Like when, the way things are designed, we go to school, we go to college, get a degree, we go get a job, and then we get married and have kids. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by a job, just a regular job, like not like a bad job, but a good job, like a high paying job, but like nothing that's outside of the norm, like outside of being a CNA, a nurse, is that the same thing? A CNA, you know, a lawyer, or working as a manager at a fast food place or a grocery store, whatever, just regular stuff, right? It's very rare to hear people talk about wanting to be different. Even though like nowadays being an influencer is very much a thing, you still on real life on a day-to-day basis, I don't come across people who want to be influencers, artists, especially in Virginia, like influencers, artists, dancers, singers. Like, it's very rare, to hear people talk about their dreams or talk about even getting out of Virginia or just doing anything outside of the norm. So hopefully that makes sense. And if you're somebody who wants to live in the norm, that's you. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody's like that, and I'm not like that. But am I judging? No, because I work a regular job. I work a 9 to 5. I do what I gotta do to survive. You know what I'm saying? So you're not wrong for doing that. Like, we're programmed to do that. We're programmed. This system makes it hard to be, anything outside of the norm. Okay, we all have to grind a lot, whether we're being an influencer, whether we are trying to be an artist, singer, dancer, um, personal trainer, whatever it is that you're trying to do in life. We all have to crawl before we walk. So it's not really any different. However, like I said, this tea's hot. But like I said, you don't really see a lot of people that think outside of the norm, or even let alone want to be the best version of themselves, growing up in a town like I grew up in. Like, people are just very much, very comfortable and stagnant minded. And I don't mean that in a shady way, but it is what it is. I mean, that's how people are. And I didn't want to be like that. I at first, I was cool with just going to college, working a 9 to 5, and living a regular life and staying in Virginia. However, I ended up being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't want to be like that. And it inspired me to not be like that. So, yeah, when I was like 20, I got married, right? And my husband was in the military. He just got out. So happy. But yeah, he was in the military. So we had the choice to either stay in Virginia, but we're gonna be we will be living in Norfolk, Virginia, instead of Southern Virginia, where Chesterfield and Petersburg is and all that. Or we can go to San Diego, California. So yes, I was scared, but I was just like, I never been to San Diego, never heard of San Diego. Yes, I never heard of San Diego. Like, back when I first moved here, because that's where I'm at right now, I'm San Diego. But when I first moved here, I didn't know nothing about San Diego, California. I knew about Los Angeles and the Bay Area. Like, I had a friend that was from the Bay Area, talk about it all the time. But yeah, that's all I knew about. I didn't know about San Diego. So I was just like, well, you wanted to get out of Virginia, and I kind of want to get out of Virginia because I just want to see. I wasn't a traveler growing up, so I want to see something different. So why not? So yeah, military, they do stuff really quickly. So I was in San Diego for probably about a couple months later. As soon as he finished basic training, I went to the West Coast. And it's different. Like, it's really different. The price of living is a lot higher. I mean, a lot of people are going to point that out. It's definitely significantly a lot higher. Even back when I first moved here, you could tell it was higher than it was back at home. But the price of living is higher. It's very different. Like, this is not about San Diego, California. Like, I could make another video about California. But okay, the sun hit differently. So, going somewhere new was just like, I don't want to live, bring all my problems with me, in this new place. Because I was a product of my old environment. Like, I was hanging around people who weren't good for me, who didn't want to level up themselves, you know, pretty much wanted to mooch off of me, and not want to grow within themselves, like wanted to do the same old. And as you get older, that stuff gets old. You know what I'm saying? It was getting old to me. Like, going to the club all the time. Do I still go to the club? Yes. But I strive to be more than just somebody who works a regular job and goes to the club with their friends and just hanging out with random people that are just not good for me. Like, I was over that. However, if people don't want to grow with you, you got to cut them off. You got to, stop hanging around them, because all they're going to do is just bring you down, regardless whether you believe it or not. That's what happens. And, I made a video about one sided friendships. Go ahead and watch that. But I was tired of, wanting to be that person who wanted to change for the better and just being around people that was just drained, like, or just really draining. Like, no, not good for my growth. It doesn't, and they don't complement my growth. So that's step number. That's one thing. I changed my environment, my friends, and everything like that. I wouldn't say I have a lot of friends right now because I really don't. But I cut off my old friends and changed my environment. And with living here, that's what inspired me to do YouTube and to do creative things, just because I do see a lot more often that people do whatever they want out here. And, there's a lot more artists out here, there's a lot more creatives out here. So, that made me just kind of want to enter that type of life. And I already knew that life was for me, but I ain't know it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it, because, like, that you're destined to be great, but you don't really know exactly how to get there. So, yeah, that's how I felt. And since I'm in a state that's way bigger and has a lot more to do and stuff like that, yes, I want to document parts of my life living out here. So, yeah, that's kind of how the YouTube channel started. Even though I don't do a lot of that, but that inspired me to get started in YouTube. And for somebody who like me, who wants to live in places like San Diego, Los Angeles, Miami, whatever it is, like really popular areas, really known areas, they're going to be more expensive. So it's just like, if I want to live a certain way, I can't just work a minimum wage job and just settle for that. And I feel like I've been doing a lot of settling throughout my life. So another thing I'm gonna get into is, once you get to that point where okay, I want to make a change in something. And like I said, it can be, did I say that before? Well, when it comes to stagnancy, it can be like about anything. You want to elevate the way you carry yourself, what kind of person you are, your career, your mindset, or if you're on a fitness journey, like anything. It's just what kind of person you want to be, right? Anything. It ain't about money all the time. So, when it comes to that, when you're finally ready to change your mindset and the way you want to live your life, it's hard because you don't know where to start. And that's kind of what I'm struggling with. Like, I still don't know where to start. Like, as the years go by, I feel like I'm picking up the pieces, but getting started is like the hardest part. Because especially me, I had like a lot of ideas. Like, there's so many things I want to do, and I'm not just one person who's just like, oh, I want to just do this for the rest of my life. Like, I could do something for the rest of my life, but I want to do other things too. Like, I want to have different sources of income. So how am I going to do that? You know what I'm saying? And with that, it just comes a lot of research. And as you're going on trying to figure things out, you may come across misinformation. You may come across a lot of things that may set you back. And it's not always your fault. Sometimes it is. Sometimes we gotta hold ourselves accountable. But it's not always your fault. And that is something very important that I want to mention. And also with that, you may be hard on yourself. I mean, I'd be hard on myself about a lot of things, like especially when that's something I know I need to be doing and I don't make the time for it. Sometimes it's not always my fault. I get overwhelmed, it's a lot, like life is hard. I get overwhelmed. And I just be like, dang man, why didn't you freaking like edit this YouTube video? Why didn't you clean your house up? Like, why didn't you go to the gym today? Like, that's stuff that I would get mad at myself about. And there's plenty more, but just some examples. Like, you may have some regrets, some or even like how I carried myself. Like, who I am today is not who I was 10 years ago. Especially thinking about like the people I used to hang around. It's just like, damn, why the fuck did I allow so much disrespect from people? Like, why did I waste my time with this person? But in order to get past it, you just gotta forgive yourself. And like, as long as you know that you're gonna do better in the future, like, don't be too hard on yourself. Like, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. The next person ain't perfect. And then you gotta think about like fear is very, very much a factor in this shit as well. Like, fear could go both ways. You could be afraid of your success and not really realize it, because with these emotions, it comes with self-sabotage. And I'm not saying everybody participates in self-sabotage. And self-sabotage means just basically, you're not supposed to be doing something, like you're relapsing into a bad habit, like drugs. Is that triggering? Or alcohol, or staying up late when you know you're not supposed to. Stuff like that. Or just procrastinating. Like, procrastinating is a big one for me. Like, how often do you procrastinate? How often do you procrastinate? Like, you're supposed to do something and you don't do it. Instead, you're just on your phone all day. Instead, you're just gonna watch or binge watch a TV show. Stuff like that is self-sabotage, because you got a mission, you got something to do, but you rather waste your time doing something that is not going to help you or benefit you. And that's what I do sometimes. Like, sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying, doing things that are not going to make you better. So with self-sabotage, sometimes we subconsciously don't feel like we're ready to be in this next level, because I don't know why it's like that. Like, maybe because me personally, like, I just can't always picture me being the best version of myself. And I know that sounds like really fucked up, but like, how different will my life be? Like, how much happier would I be? Like, I don't know. And it's a little scary, but not in a bad way. It's just like, is this really possible for me? Or what can come with it? Like, what negatives can come with it too? Like, so sometimes when it comes to growth, it's kind of like, maybe you just don't envision that for yourself, or you're scared. You have some type of fear. And then I also have fears a lot about, like, what if this never happens? Like, what if I never get monetized on YouTube? Or what if I never grow my TikTok? Or what if my modeling career never takes off? Like, am I going to be stuck working at my current job for 14 years or something like that? And there are people who work for companies for like such a long time, like 13 plus years, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. I can't work at a job past a year. Like, once I get to the year mark, I'm kind of like, okay, why am I still here? Like, why am I not doing what I want to do, like what I truly want to do? And I just be over that job by then. Like, it's just like, I could be working somewhere that pays better, that offers more benefits, more opportunities of growth. And it's like, I recently just left a job that I really liked, kind of. I had my ups and downs with it, but like, I worked at an adult entertainment store. I made videos about that, and I'm still gonna make videos about that because I have a lot of stories to tell about it. But I recently just left the adult store, and I was working there for like 10 months. I couldn't do it. Like, I don't get how people do that. But yeah, I have a fear of being stuck, just working job to job to job, instead of like just being like doing something where I know I don't have to work as hard. Destroying my body. I already have like a few health issues as it is. And it's just like, I don't want to just destroy my body, be sick and doing things. And in this system that we're in, where you got to work, 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 work to survive, prices are going up, people are losing their homes. Like that will take a toll on anybody, like financially. And then when you're financially not doing great, it's just like you could lose your home, you could like starve, like you like thinking about like how am I gonna eat tonight, or how am I gonna put gas in my car, stuff like that. Like that is taking over a lot for a lot of people, where they can't just focus on what their dreams are. Like it's hard for me to just sometimes be like, oh, I'm gonna film a YouTube video, but then I have to work an 8-hour shift the next day and then find some time to edit. But I want to edit a good video. I don't want to just put up anything. It's frustrating. And I also think like, how much time do I really have on this world? Like, I know I'm getting real deep with this shit, but like, how much time do I really have on this planet? And what if, I don't ever make it before, you know what I'm saying? I don't like speaking death or anything into existence or anything like that, but sometimes I be thinking that like that would be fucked up, like, and it happens, and yeah. But yeah, those are my fears. So fear could take a toll on a lot of things with people, and it's hard to not live in fear, but that's how you grow, is to not be in fear. Like, even with anything that you want to achieve, like let's say you want to move to a new city, but you're scared because you don't know if you're gonna like it, you don't know how it's going to be, how your experience is going to be, and you just have to do it. Like, even if you like, and there's the thing, like you may do something and you may regret it, or you may not like it, or it may not be how you thought it was going to be, but at least you made that chance and you can decide where to go from there. That's what life is all about. Like, right now I am working a new job, but with that new job it's kind of like, it's not a bad job, it's a good job, don't get me wrong, but with the cons of it, it's kind of like, okay, i am I am a personal shopper for people, right? So I am doing a job where where I'm timed, and I'm not doing Instacart, I'm doing something like it, but I'm actually working through a store, right? So with that, I'm being timed to get people's groceries, and then at the same time I have to deal with customers like asking me questions that I don't always know the answer to. And then like I have to sometimes carry the groceries to the customer's car, and that may require me to lift a lot of heavy stuff, running around all day. And the pros is like my day goes by fast, but the cons is like my feet hurting, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I'm lifting a lot of heavy things compared to my last job where all I had to do was sell. And that's one of the upsides. I was trying to like leave from my old job. I didn't want to sell. Like, I was tired of fighting with people about sales. I was tired of trying to convince people to buy something. Like, that's what I don't like about sales. But other than that, it's like I didn't do no strenuous work besides maybe bring shipment to upstairs or something like that. But I didn't have to really walk around all day. Like, I could just stand behind the register and chill. But at the same time, it was boring to me and it was going by slow. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to weigh out your options. Like, what is more worth it? And then getting paid $1 more, getting paid every week rather than bi-weekly. Those are things I'm trying to think about to make me like not regret my decision, and to trust that I made a great decision. And if that decision doesn't work out for me, I can find something else. So as long as you could think in an abundant mindset, like, okay, if something doesn't work out for me, and if this decision that I'm scared of making doesn't work out, then I can figure out another, you know, situation. Like, I don't have to be stuck in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hopefully that helps. No, unless you're doing stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about doing something that may elevate your life, not a stupid decision. Another thing that's very common is burnout. I already talked about like how it is a struggle to focus on being the best version of yourself because we are already faced with so many distractions like rent and bills and proper regular human care that we have to do every day, clean up, and it all takes so much time, and working takes so much time out of your day. And with all of that, it's just like, damn, after all of that, it's like I'm fucking tired. I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't want to put my energy into nothing. And that's the thing. Like, that's what causes people to procrastinate because it's just like, I work 8 to 10 hours a day. I have to come home. I have to cook. I have to clean, take care of the kids, take care of my animals, or whatever. And then I'm supposed to do this too. Even if I do enjoy it, it's like I don't have the energy for it, you know? And that's how I feel a lot of times about modeling, my art, my YouTube. Like, I don't really have the energy. I don't really have the motivation. And I know, like, a lot of people say, you don't need motivation. You just gotta do it. You just gotta have discipline, which is true. But it's hard to have discipline. Like, discipline is something you really have to train yourself to do. Like, you have to literally be like, you know what? I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna make time for it. And I mean, that's the truth though. That's how you get out of that. Like, I gave you a solution, even though the solution is a struggle. Things just come up, like health problems, mental health, like out of nowhere, car accidents. I'm not just trying to speak like horrible things, but that's life. Like, things just happen. And that could take a whole another can of worms, like money that you could be putting in that gym membership. Like, your car broke down, now you gotta fix your car instead of starting your fitness journey, stuff like that. Like, life can happen like that, so that's probably why people be stuck. And discouragement is something I deal with too, because we live in a world where things are just very unpredictable. Like, you'll see, even though it may not always be like that, and I'm gonna explain that in a minute, but like, one minute you may be on TikTok, and then all of a sudden you just see all these influencers they're getting all these brand deals out of nowhere. And then let's say for an influencer, right? You're doing video after video after video, and you're probably gaining one follower each video, or your views are still at 50 after weeks, months, years. And you're just like, how the fuck, like, why the fuck is this happening? Like, why am I doing this for? Like, that's how I feel about this channel. It's just like, I've been doing this shit since I was like 21, and I'm only at 500 subscribers, which is honestly, I'm thankful for, because that's good. I mean, 500 is not a bad number, and I'm thankful. And that's what you have to do. You gotta be thankful for the positives. Like, but at the same time, I know if I would have not procrastinated so much and taken breaks after breaks after breaks, I could have been further in this shit. And maybe it will happen for me when it's meant to happen for me. And it's hard to believe like things can happen or miracles can happen when you live in a world where you don't really see it too often, because social media is like not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, in real life, have I seen somebody's life make a 180? No, not really. It's really, what are the odds of that? Like, not saying it's not possible. Even though I was a miracle, technically, because that's a baby. It's like, when I came out, I wasn't breathing or anything like that. So, I mean, yes, miracles happen, and yes, things can happen, but it's just like that anxious feeling of like, when is what causes people to quit, because like things happen really randomly. Like, of course there's a formula to how to do certain things, there's certain ways of how you do it, but like, You got to do it in the way that you do it. Like, what makes it work for you? Because what somebody else does may not work for you. And that's what's frustrating about things, because it's like you may think you're doing the right thing, but you're not. So you got to kind of have to figure it out yourself. And then another thing that I struggle with is like work life balance, like having a balance in life between my dreams, my aspirations, my everyday aspirations, like going to work, cleaning up the house, cooking, everyday, regular everyday things, and hobbies, like things I actually just do for enjoyment. And it's really important to live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people make you feel bad for that. Like, it was like a meme where somebody was like, you are not close, you're not anywhere close to your dreams, but you're in the club turning up like you have something to celebrate. Which, I get it if you're always in the club, but if you feel like you haven't went out in months because you're so busy trying to improve yourself and you're burnt out and you just want to have fun, by all means go to the club. By all means take that vacation to LA, Miami, whatever the fuck, wherever you want to go, or Jamaica or whatever. I'm going to go to Jamaica. I'm going to Jamaica after I go to Hawaii. But make time for swimming or skating or just anything that has nothing to do with your aspiration. Just find a hobby or learn a new skill to do just to enjoy it. Not really to make money off of. Like, you can make money off of something, but like, find something, like find time to do something that you actually enjoy, like have fun. And it's hard to do that these days with everything being so expensive. But we are in this world to enjoy life. Like, we're not here to just be miserable, even though we're in a system that wants us to be miserable. And I also want to implement, like, with all of that, it's very important to make a schedule, which I need to take my own advice. Like, I'll make schedules and I'll like write stuff down and then I'll stop doing it. But get in the groove of managing your time. Like, even if it takes you, like, even if you take 5 minutes to do something that may better your life. Like, if you don't have time to go to the gym, if you're trying to lose or gain weight or something like that, do 5 push-ups or work out for like 10 minutes, anything that can slowly put you in that direction. And then if you have an off day, make more time for that. Even if you don't have all day to do so, like you're trying to catch up on some errands or something, make time for those things that, or make time for whatever it is that you feel that the need to make time for to better your life. Please do, because that is important. Discipline yourself, learn to go to bed early, get up in the morning. If you're not a morning person, I'm not a morning person, but that's something I'm working on this year. I feel like the days go by so fast and I never have time for anything, because for one, I don't really properly plan on my days, and two, I don't like to get up in the morning. I don't really get up at 8, 9 o'clock. And a lot of the most successful people get up real early and have this organized morning routine that may be unrealistic to some, but it can be achievable. And that is going to put you in a better direction, because you'll have time for just about anything if you get up early in the morning and take care of yourself. And all of these things are like really, really important. So the best way to go about it is try to find time and try to find a way to make whatever that you want to do work for you, and do more and more of it every day, and get in the habit of doing it every day, because once you stop, it's hard to get back into it. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna finish this video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm trying to work on not making my videos too long, but anyway, hopefully this helps you guys on your journeys in 2023 and so on and so forth. I also believe in whatever you feel like you want to be better, or whatever you feel like you want to do something, do it. Don't wait until a certain year or be like, oh, this is going to be my year. Make it be your life. Make it be your fucking life. Make it your life, not your year, your life, okay? Because, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.